Welcome back, everyone. Today's video is a best of Chanel video. I do these every once in a while where I pull out some old Chanel and talk about why I like it. And I do this for a couple of reasons. One, because I love playing with makeup. It's one of the reasons I'm here in the first place. And two, I want to remind all of you of what you have in your collections already. We all love new. We all love when something new comes out and it's shiny and it's pretty and you don't have it. And I am the same. Like, I love the Bouton collection that's Bouton collection that has just come out from Chanel. I think they are beautiful. I really like the curation that Chanel did. I'm, really excited about some stuff that's coming up with Chanel. I will have those details for my members in the Member Live coming up soon. But there's a lot of good product that we already have. Now, why do I use Chanel? I use Chanel for two reasons. One, I was a Chanel makeup artist, so I feel pretty confident in my knowledge of the brand and how to use the products, but also because I feel like Chanel over the years has kept its integrity of formula. Now, don't get me wrong, there have been products that have come out that have been terrible, and there were products that came out years ago that I didn't like and they've improved upon, and vice versa, like the blushes. But I think throughout the years, there's always been a focus on making sure that the product was good. Chanel in general does not focus on packaging. The black packaging with the white CCs and sometimes gold CCs has been the same throughout the lifetime of Chanel Beauty. So, Chanel isn't about packaging. It's a simple, elegant package, but really it's about the product. Or at least I think it generally has been. I have been a fan of Chanel for a very long time. A lover of the Chanel brand, and I feel like the makeup has been excellent. Now, in recent years, and especially lately, absolutely do have concerns about the direction that Chanel is going into in regards to its continuous price increases and the fact that, a regular flat bag is now like $11,000. That's a different question. That's a different conversation. I feel like the recent collection, the Bouton collection, and the price increase for those, the $86, is definitely a concern. The lip oil that I've been using, which I have to say is it's really good, and I really like it, and it does seem to be helping my lips, has this really cool case that has the tweed with the gold on the inside and all that stuff, but it's $360. You're gonna see other brands that frankly are gonna make Chanel look inexpensive, but that causes another concern, which is that, Chanel and Hermes and Dior and others will follow in the wake of Louis Vuitton. I will have a dedicated video to the whole Louis Vuitton thing, or live. I'm not absolutely sure yet whether that's already happened. This video will likely go up while I am traveling. I'm headed out west for a friend's 50th birthday party. So I'm trying to pre-record some content for all of you guys while I'm away. So let me just talk about what is on my face. First of all, this is the Touche de Teint Water Fresh Complexion Touch. I love this. It's practically empty, as you can see. This is in B10. There's not much left. I will have to get more. And I continue to use that product. It's one of my favorites. I think it creates a beautiful canvas. It just looks great on the skin. It looks good on people who have oily skin. It looks good on people who have dry skin, mature skin, young skin. It's an excellent product. And I cannot say enough about that particular foundation, and I will continue to wear it. The powder that I'm using is the travel powder from Chanel. This is in 20, medium light. So this is not the lightest shade. The lightest shade is 10, and it's not the translucent shade. So I'm not using this as a setting powder per se. I'm kind of using it a little bit all over and under the eyes because I feel like with the Chanel mascara, it transfers. When I use the Sweet mascara, it doesn't, but the Chanel mascara and other mascaras transfer under the eyes because the products I use are so emollient. So I feel like a little bit of powder under my eyes is the way to go. Now, on the cheeks, on the highlighted part of my cheeks, I pulled out this oversized Camelia. This is in pearly white. It's came out a few years ago, and this is the Oversize Illuminating Face Powder. I am not a huge fan of this product for the face, although I do have it on today because I thought, why not do something a little sparkly? But I am a huge fan of this product for the eyes. So I do have it as the top coat on my eyes today. Of course, it's so oversized that I will never go through this entire thing, but I also won't get rid of it because I do like using it as a top coat, and I do that actually quite a lot. When I need to like lighten something up or sparkle something up, that is what I use often. One, because I have an oversized palette of it and I'm never going to get through it. And two, because it actually is quite beautiful on the eye. So Chanel, you know, when it misses, it doesn't miss, in my opinion, with the beauty of the product. It misses in the purpose of the product sometimes. Like, I think this is too sparkly for the face, but as a body product, I think it would be awesome if you wanted to have sparkly, like, you know, over your shoulders or something. And on the eye, I think it's great. But then why make it so incredibly large? That's kind of diverging into another conversation. So the powder's excellent. I love the travel size. I'm going to be bringing this with me on my trip. My lips is shade Dream. It's 116. It's a Rouge Coco Bloom, which I believe is, if not gone already, on its way out. So if you're interested in the Bloom products, this is 116. I think if they're not gone already, they're going to be gone soon. Now on the cheeks, I have the cream to powder blush in Beige Eclatant. Now this is something that I do love. I've talked about these cream blushes when they came out. I think they're excellent. They are really good on the skin. They blend really well. They really just like blend into the skin and look really pretty on. This is the lightest shade. It doesn't have a tremendous amount of pigment, but it's the kind of blush that I generally wear. And honestly, on someone like me, it's like a really good shade for someone who doesn't like a lot of blush. It looks beautiful. The beige, the cream to powder blushes that Chanel did, they did a great job with those. And then as bronzer, I have Sunset. This is the Healthy Glow Illuminating Powder, which doesn't exist anymore in this shade, Sunset. I hope they bring back more of these because I think those powders are really well done. The illuminating powders that Chanel does, and they do different ones for like different seasons. They have illuminating powders that, you know, have more of a highlight, or illuminating powders that have more of a bronze. And those powders are very finely milled and they look really good on the skin. Sunset is what I used as bronzer for Chanel before the oversized bronzers came out a couple years ago. And then the main part of the event is on my eyes. Now this is a quad that actually I just picked up recently, but it's an old quad. It is Tissé de Automne, and it's $254, so it's autumn. It's the autumn quad. And this is full of greens and browns and is absolutely beautiful. And I knew it would be, and I knew I wanted it, and I was able to pick it up on a third-party site. So this is the look that I came up with on my eyes. You could definitely make it more green, less green. I went with more green because I love green shades. And it just reminds me of how much I love the old formulas from Chanel. Very pigmented, really well curated, excellent color stories, you know, just great, just great product. And this one was one of my favorites that I did not pick up at the time. And I honestly do not know why I did not pick it up at the time, but it's an absolutely gorgeous color story. I paired it with Jungle Green liner, and this is a great, great liner. Again, does not exist anymore, but one of my favorite shades. And what I would tell you about the green and blue liners from Chanel is that if you find a shade that you really like that's green or blue from Chanel as a liner, buy 2 of them when they come out. Because for some reason, Chanel doesn't keep a lot of their green and blue shades. Like they tend to just have those for like special, you know, collections, and then they just get rid of them. Now there are green and blue shades in their core collection, and you know, they do have them, but like the special green and blue, they're always very limited and then they disappear and you never see them again. So I would just say, if you really like a green or blue eyeliner that comes out from Chanel, get 2 when you see them introduced, because you won't see them again. They'll be limited in quantity, and you'll kick yourself later, because I have many, many times. So yeah, this is a beautiful quad. If you can find it, I have seen it pop up on secondary sites. With the powders of old, you know, they have so many preservatives in them. I think they stay very well. I, of course, cleaned this with alcohol, made sure that it was, you know, okay before I put it on my eyes. But I wanted to bring it back out because, again, we should all be using the products that we have. There are beautiful products I know you all have in your collections. And because sometimes when new products are released, we're like, oh my goodness, that's the most unique color story. And I love that color story. I'll never find it again. And then what you realize is these things are iterative. Yes, we've seen these things before. You might not have the exact same color story. Like for Chanel, for example, they do have an archive of everything that they've done in makeup. Like they have literally archives of, well, they have archives of fabric, but they also have archives of color stories like quads, lipsticks, liners. So they know what they've done before. So it is unlikely that they're going to do the exact same thing. It's going to be slightly different, slightly tweaked. But color stories go in and out, especially depending on creative directors. We had a couple years there where everything was red and pink. And there was a couple years where everything was like a deep, rich, you know, dramatic look. So it'll be interesting to see what's coming for Chanel with a new creative director. I'm very excited to see what it will be. I do know what the color story for the holiday collection is, and that truly excites me because it's not a color story that Chanel has done in a long time. It's a color story that they have done actually a very long time ago. And when I say very long, I mean more than 30 years ago. Like it's a while. So I am really excited about the holiday collection from Chanel. I think all of you, well, I should say all of you, some of you won't like the color story, but I think it's a unique direction that Chanel is taking. So I'm excited about it. So, you know, just remember when you see the new collections, and if you're not in love with it, if you're not like, it's an instant love. I did a video where I was like, it's an instant love. This, by the way, is an instant love for me. The minute I put it on my eyes, I was like, ah, yeah. And I knew it was going to be just because of the colors. If something is an instant love for you, absolutely, and you have the means to buy it, buy it. But if it's not, and you're only buying it because you think, well, you might regret not picking it up because it's limited edition, take a look at what you already have in your collection, because there's a really good possibility that you have something very, very close. If you're a makeup lover like myself, you probably do. just saying for myself. And in that vein, I am going to be having my pre-loved makeup sale very soon. I'm also going through my closets and jewelry because I have obviously had a change of profession. And so I will be getting rid of a lot of things. And it's going to, what I think I'm going to do is actually have a live. And I'm going to have a live for members first. And you all get first dibs on all of the makeup, all of the jewelry, all of the clothes, if you're interested in me doing it that way. If you guys tell me, if members tell me that they only want makeup on the live, then I'll put the jewelry and makeup, the jewelry and clothes and stuff on Discord, again, for members, so that you guys can purchase things there. But that is coming because I have hit a point, I have hit a tipping point where I need to get rid of like half of my makeup collection so that, you know, it's being used. And I don't want it to just sit in drawers until it goes bad. That just doesn't make any sense. So I want it to all go to a good home. So that's what we're gonna do. I'd love to hear if you have this particular quad, if you have any of these products, if you have like a favorite quad or a favorite eyeshadow that, you know, you pull out from time to time, or if there's something that like, you know, that sits in a drawer and you never use it, but when every time you use it, you're like, oh yes, this is why I love this. Because I do that too. I have that with lipsticks as well. Like, oh yes, I love this color. Why don't I use it more often? I mean, I think it's difficult when you start to get, you know, collections as big as mine to remember all the great products out there. And, you know, I hope none of you at home have collections this big, but you know, if you do, just remember to pull out some of the old stuff every once in a while and play around with it, because I think you'll find the reason that you bought it in the first place and kept it. Usually it's because you loved it, or at least liked it a lot. So pull it back out, play with it, and make sure you're using your makeup. So thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I really do appreciate it. Hope to see you in another video really soon.